Welcome to the Dollface Society. So let's be real. Most women are exhausting themselves chasing something that's supposed to find them. They're chasing attention, commitment, validation, hoping that a man is going to finally make everything make sense for them. But the truth is, you can't build a healthy relationship from like a place of emptiness. You have to fill yourself up first, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally, before you can ever even think about pouring into someone else, okay? It's just, that's how it works. Hi Dollface, I'm Precca, and you're watching the Dollface Society, where we talk about mindset shifts, faith, self-worth, and becoming your best self. If this is something that you're into, make sure to subscribe. It costs you nothing, but you will gain everything. Okay, so cheers to becoming the best versions of ourselves inside and out. So let's get back into it. This is so important because I feel like people and a lot of women have always had this dream as a kid to have a husband, have this, have that. So a lot of them make it their main goal to find a man, but they end up skipping the most important part, which is getting to know yourself first. And that can literally cost you everything if you try to jump straight to having a man, not getting to know yourself. So the goal was never and will never be to just find a man, okay? The goal is to find yourself, to love yourself, and to expand yourself and elevate yourself, and then that person's gonna come along at the right time. Chasing validation and intimacy and love is literally just a distraction. You literally, how do I say this kindly? Okay, the bottom line is women should never chase a man before they chase themselves, okay? Chase your purpose, chase your identity, chase that version of you who's building an impactful, fulfilling life for yourself, okay? Knowing who you are before you offer yourself to anyone is going to make or break your relationships, okay? Becoming locked in spiritually, physically, and mentally is going to make you more confident, it's gonna make you more magnetic, and it's gonna make you secure. And with that, you're going to attract that another person that's on that same type of frequency, and you guys can be a power couple. You guys can lift each other up. Once you reach a place like that mentally, you guys both are not going to be craving attention. You are not going to be craving a validation. You guys can be a beautiful union and move differently together. So you have to start asking, how can this man add to my amazing life, rather than just going to look for a man and seeing how he can, or what he can do for your life, okay? When your life is already grounded and amazing, you are going to expect that same type of energy. You guys are going to both bounce that off of each other, okay? And reciprocate that, and that's the type of vibe that you want. Because you can only get what you are, if that makes sense. Your relationships are a mirror of who you are. So the key is, when you're content, you're not gonna be chasing. The right man is literally going to show up and mirror you. So you want to be at your highest level so that your partner mirrors that, right? Your values, your standards, your mindset, all of that is going to flow naturally, but you need to know those things about yourself first, you know? So that when you do meet this person, you can be in alignment. And alignment is going to speak its own language with that person, okay? It's literally better to stay patient and protect your energy than waste time kissing 100 frogs, 100 men, whatever you want to call them, in order to find your prince. You don't have to do that. You need to align with yourself first. Be happy with being alone. Learn yourself, learn your values, your morals, what will you put up with. Just learn yourself, okay? So the homework that I want to give you guys is to work on your habits, work on your boundaries, work on your faith, work on your fitness, work on your goals, work on being consistent with doing things that make you happy, and just focus on you, pouring completely into yourself. You know, because you're not going to be able to pour into another person until you've mastered the art of pouring into yourself. And the only way to really have a cohesive relationship where you guys are both happy is if you guys individually have worked on yourself and know who you are individually. And then you guys come together as a union, okay? So that's how it works. That is how it has to be. A lot of people prematurely just are lonely, so they date out of desperation, they date out of loneliness, and usually the relationship does not last. So let's not go through that, you guys. Let's love ourselves, nurture ourselves, really fully get to know ourselves, so that way it is easy for another person to get you, and it'll also be easy for you to spot if this person is even good enough for you. And that is the key. Because when you're dating out of desperation, instead of thinking things like, is this person even good enough to date me? You're thinking things like, well, is this person gonna make me feel happier? Is this person gonna make my life funner? Is this person gonna make me feel better about myself? And these are no ma'am. This is not the route. We always need to be asking, is this person even good enough to be in my life? Okay? And the only way to get there is to get to know yourself. So homework for the week, get to know yourself, the little things. What do I like? What don't I like? Where am I at spiritually? Where am I at physically? Where do I want to be? And wherever you land on where you want to be, make sure that you're working on where you want to be every single day, okay? Less chasing men, more chasing becoming your best and your highest self. Okay, you guys, that is today's tea. Sip it, glow with it, stay glossy, stay flossy. And remember, God is always working everything out flawlessly. Bye.